Hey everyone, Jake here for Extreme Terrain, and in this video we're taking a look at a wheel and tire kit featuring these 17 by 9 inch Fuel Assault wheels with a negative 12mm offset, plus a set of 33 by 11 inch BF Goodrich all-terrain TAKO2 tires designed to fit all 2007 to 2018 JK Wranglers. Now this is designed to fit on stock non-lifted JK Wranglers like the Sahara Unlimited you see behind me. So even with this kit fitted and it being a pretty beefy setup, you're not going to have any clearance or rubbing issues up front. Where you might have some issues is back here if you go at full articulation. These tires may rub a little bit on the fender. We'll touch on that more in a moment. But all that said, the negative 12mm offset on these wheels combined with the 33 by 11 inch tires to give your Jeep a very aggressive stance. So your wheels and tires are going to stick out around 1.5 to 2 inches or so from the stock fenders. As you can see here, it's a pretty good amount of poke. And this is going to be a great setup for the JK owner who wants to spend some additional money to get that really wide, very aggressive stance and some eye-catching looks, while also improving capability when the going gets rough. This is a great setup for a daily driven rig that's going to see some occasional trail use or hit some heavier duty stuff. Now when it comes to the style, this setup is modern and it's aggressive. The Fuel Assaults really are eye catchers, as they are both literally and figuratively the centerpiece of this entire setup. The gloss black paint and the milled accents here on the spokes pair with that high offset to make for a wheel that is absolutely going to turn heads on the street or on the trail. This is very much a modern, aggressive aesthetic, and these draw your eyes right to them. Now they also feature a simulated bead lock around the outer edges here with these faux fasteners. And while they don't add the capability or the complication of true bead locks, they do mostly look the part, and it's going to give these wheels yet another area of visual interest. Attitude is really the name of the game with these wheels, and the Assaults absolutely bring that to the table. Now when it comes to that fitment, again, the negative 12mm offset is going to give you a very aggressive stance. Now as you can see on our JK behind me, these stick out about 1.5 to 2 inches proud of the stock fenders. Now as we were talking about earlier, and as you can see from these turning shots, this setup at full steering lock is not going to have any issues. You're not going to contact the bumper, and unless you've got a really big hefty splash guard down here, you shouldn't have any rubbing issues or things that you need to trim. However, on non-lifted Sport or Saharas, you might get a small amount of rubbing on the edges of the rear fenders back here, but that is going to be at full articulation, as we talked a little bit about earlier. Now that's only going to happen if you're absolutely maxing out the suspension here, so if you find yourself doing that more than once, we would recommend a small lift or leveling kit. Great news though, we've got plenty of those available on site. More good news too, if you are planning on hitting any trails, the 17-inch wheel size here means that you get quite a lot of sidewall from your tire, which is important, especially when you're out in the rough stuff. And when it comes to getting through the tough stuff, the BF Goodrich TAKO2 is the big daddy. Now in this particular kit, you are getting a set of 285/70/17s, better known by their metric equivalent of 33 by 11. Now the KO2s are extremely popular with all manner of enthusiasts, and with good reason. Oftentimes, tires are going to compromise somewhere, be it on-road manners or off-road capability. But somehow, BF Goodrich has just got it right with these. They offer low noise and excellent behavior on the road, and even carry the 3-peak mountain snowflake symbol, meaning that they are severe snow rated. So if you live in a place that gets a lot of snow in winter, you're not going to struggle to get anywhere. And that is the overall theme we see with the KO2s. They're going to go just about anywhere that you can get them. The interlocking tread lugs and the 3D siping make these stable and secure on the street, providing you with plenty of grip and even tread wear. But it also makes them very capable off-road. BF Goodrich's Core Guard technology means that they feature 20% tougher sidewalls, and the whole tire is highly chip and cut resistant. And the actual tread pattern again features those big tread blocks and deep voids around them. And they're designed in such a way that they will easily expel any debris that gets in between the treads, so they're not going to turn into slicks, especially if you're out in the mud. Now you might have noticed too that unlike a lot of other tires, including some all-terrains, these don't have anything that could be considered a circumferential groove, so a big groove that goes all the way around the tire. Now the tread blocks here are much more interlocked, and that's going to help with traction and stabilization on the street and trail. It also helps provide more biting edges without having to have huge noisy tread blocks like you might find on mud terrain. But more importantly, it makes for very even tread wear. In fact, these carry a 50,000 mile tread wear warranty. We're going to talk more about that momentarily though. Before we get into that, it is worth noting that since this setup is larger than your stock setup overall, your speedometer is going to read slightly low, about 2 miles per hour lower than your actual speed. Now you can get a programmer to adjust your speedometer and odometer for that error. We do have those available on our site. It's also a small enough difference though that many JK owners just choose to leave it alone and keep that difference in mind as they drive. Now this kit also includes free mounting and balancing with your purchase. Now you have the option of having us do that and have everything shipped to your door complete and ready to bolt on, or we can ship you your tires and wheels separately, and we'll set you up with an appointment at a local shop where they will mount and balance your kit free of charge. You can also choose to have the correct TPMS sensors included so you don't get that pesky orange light on your dashboard. And while that part will come at an extra cost, the installation is included with your purchase. Now the wheels are made from an aluminum alloy, so they're a bit lighter than steel wheels, but they're also quite strong, meaning that they can really take a beating. Now these again are going to feature that gloss black and machined finish over top, so it's going to offer them another layer of protection against corrosion. The KO2s feature BF Goodrich's CoreGuard technology, which means split and bruise resistant sidewall rubber, plus an increased overall rubber thickness. And you've got all that good stuff we were talking about earlier. These again carry a 50,000 mile tread wear warranty, so they should last you a good long while. They also carry a 6-year standard limited warranty against defects in workmanship and materials. So though you're spending a bit more for these as opposed to many other tires on the market, you can sleep soundly knowing that your investment is well covered. And speaking of the price, the wheels and tires in this kit are very much more premium offerings. So they're going to carry a higher, more premium price tag. These are going to be about up at the top of the range. But if you want the best in your wheels and tires, especially taking into account durability, capability, and aesthetics, this is going to be an excellent choice. And again, if you choose to get the calibrator or the TPMS sensors included, those will each carry additional costs, so just keep that in mind as you set your budget. As with any wheel and tire kit, installation here is quite simple. We're going to give the job a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter. The whole thing should really take you only about 30 minutes, maybe a bit more if you really take your time. Of course, you're going to need some tools like a floor jack and the proper socket for your impact gun or breaker bar, and your wheel lock key if your Jeep is equipped with wheel locks. You're also going to want to have a torque wrench on hand because you're going to have to torque all those lugs back to spec once you've got the wheels installed and have the Jeep back on the ground. One more thing you'll need, speaking of, is a new set of lug nuts, as your stock ones are not going to work with these wheels due to the smaller holes. So your big regular ones, not going to fit here. Now we do have plenty of options on our site for you to choose from. You can use a set of black Acorns like we have on this one. That's going to wrap it up here for our review of this wheel and tire kit featuring the 17 by 9 inch fuel assault wheels with a -12mm offset and a set of 33 by 11 inch BF Goodrich all-terrain TA-KO2 tires designed to fit all 2007 to 2018 JK Wranglers. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, for all things Jeep, be sure to keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.